It was always fresh air, tropical plants like palm trees and all the other things. I don't know the names.
You don't even gotta mention it. I mean, every time we looking at the views and the skyscrapers and the drop, the air, everything they give us is greenery.
Yep,
we can't
trees.
go wrong. Like, it's straight greenery.
Yeah. I bet it's a big difference from us whose air is polluted with plants and all of that.
All of that stuff. You just...
Yeah.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 100K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
They ask how you're doing, too. And when they ask, they mean it.
Okay.
Like, you know, some people just say it like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
And don't even wait for you to give an
Just
answer.
keep it moving. Just keep it
That's
moving.
here in the U.S.
That's here in the U.S. But
Yeah.
there, when somebody asks you how you're doing, they're actually asking it and they want to hear from you.
All right, we're learning today. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of living abroad too, like and getting closer to your roots.
Oh, 100%.
What's up, everyone? So I've been hearing from a lot of folks that are looking to live abroad. They're deciding between Africa and the Caribbean, and so I brought my boy Joe. Who's been living in Ghana for 2 years, y'all. Yes. And we're going to talk about the 5 things that we loved about living in Ghana and Barbados. And as you guys know or may not know, I was there for 4 months living and I have my own experiences to talk about. So if you haven't already checked out our previous video, make sure you check out that. That'll be in the link below. That's on Joe's channel. And we already covered 3 things that we love about living there. 1 was being a majority. 2 was a slower pace, and there's the positive side and the side, and the cost of living. So definitely check that out. Comment on his video. Come back to this one, watch this, and let's continue it. So Joe, really quickly, he has a YouTube channel, by the way, guys. Tell him about it.
All right, so the channel's called Authentic African, and it follows my journey moving from the U.S. to Ghana. I'm also building a house in Sierra Leone. So anything you want to know about building in Sierra Leone and or living in Ghana, I got you.
Yes, and if this is your first time on my channel, I'm a TV producer sharing my life and all the tips and the hacks that I pick up along the way. So that's tips for my new influencers, travel tips, and everything else from beauty to home design, y'all. You can get it all here. So make sure you check out all my other videos. So let's jump into it, Joe. On your channel, we left off on the fresh food, right?
Yes, we did.
Fresh food was something that you get living abroad, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, like I did a whole video on how I lost weight and like my waist got to its skinniest while living abroad. And I do honestly believe it's because like a lot of the food is not processed, right? Yep. It's freshly from like, I don't know if they would call it a farm, but like straight out the ground, a farm, and then to the restaurant.
Yeah, our food will have you bloated.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Even from our drinks, certain drinks that we have. But I know for sure food, like even with me, after I eat a certain type of dish, I feel sluggish. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't want to move. So yeah.
The meat. Yeah, that's why we started alternating what type of meats we eat and what we don't eat.
Yeah, yeah.
On the table, pretty much.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
What about Ghana?
Yeah, it's exactly the same, and not genetically modified. You know, most of it is grown as is in its most natural state. So like, you can buy grapes with seeds in them, which I don't know if you know that. But grapes are supposed to have seeds.
Watermelons, I heard, don't have seeds lately. They should have seeds, y'all.
They should have seeds as well, right? So these aren't genetically modified. They're freshly grown, freshly picked, and because at least in Ghana, most of the time they don't keep them refrigerated, it has to be as fresh as possible. So it really does come directly from wherever they picked it from, which is usually outside of the major cities, and it's right there for you to buy. So my housekeeper, as we mentioned in the last video, she does my grocery shopping for me, and she has her market that she goes to and buys like my mangoes, my apples, everything, all freshly grown. Yeah.
We call him Prince Joe or Prince Hakeem.
That's right. Coming to America.
What's her name?
Her name is Vivian.
Is Vivian purchasing them from the grocery stores or purchasing them from local vendors on the street?
It's a good question. So most of that comes from local vendors. She doesn't go to the grocery stores. They're more expensive in the grocery stores.
Okay, and that's a note in Barbados too. Keep that in mind. You want to eat.
Come on now.
So we did watch what was it? A Nigerian market. And I think like in Africa is more, you go shop at a market for your groceries before you'll shop at a regular store that they do have. So here, like if we wanted to go that route, it would be a farmer's market.
Yeah.
And the cons with the farmer market is that it's not a everyday thing. It's only 1 or 2 days on a weekend.
Yeah. And I also noticed watching African videos, we've never been inside of a store to shop.
What do you mean?
Not for food. Everything has been street food. Farm raised, put on the market like outside the roads, and people go and view it that way. But I've never like seen a video where we just walked around in a grocery store and pick food up that way.
Yeah.
I don't think we have that
different.
food.
No.
We haven't? Okay.
No, that was like the European countries.
Yeah.
That we went in the grocery store with them. But,
so everything is definitely fresh. Picked, plotted, put on the side for you to take.
Yeah, nothing extra. Yeah, we like that.
Even fresher, buy it from the local vendors.
Yeah, and it's fresher and cheaper. You know, the grocery stores have to pay for AC to keep to keep it cool. They have overhead costs. They have employees. The local vendors is going and picking it and selling it right there on the street. Yeah. So even the wild rice I don't buy wild rice in a package. The wild rice I buy is like wild. She has to do the little sifter thing, pull out the rocks and whatnot. It's super wild rice. Yeah.
Okay. Here's something you're gonna gather if you checked out the other video, and probably later on in this video. Like, there's my experience, the Black experience there, right? Living in the Caribbean, and then Joe's takes it to a whole other level. But it makes sense, right? Because we're like, when we think about how we got to America, or at least my experience, right? Came from Africa, then the Caribbean, then US. So like, the closer you get to Africa, the more authentic we gonna have with this experience.
100%.
Hence, Authentic African, his YouTube channel.
There it is.
Dang, sifting the rice. I didn't have that. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Maybe that's an option. Like, if you're from Barbados, comment below if that's something that we can get, and other options for like the freshest food in Barbados. Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, and I have a housekeeper. She's a local, so she knows where to get all this stuff. I wouldn't have known. In fact, I don't know where she goes to get it. I have no idea. So yeah, that's the hack.
So was that tip helpful? If it was, click the like button so that I know, y'all, and I know we might just do more videos like this. All right, so the next thing that we loved about living abroad in Ghana and Barbados was the environment, sir. It was the nature for me. It was always fresh air, tropical plants like palm trees and all the other things. I don't know the names.
You don't even gotta mention it. I mean, every time we looking at the views and the skyscrapers and the air, everything they give us is greenery.
Yep,
we can't go wrong. Like, it's straight greenery.
Yeah, I bet it's a big difference from us, whose air is polluted with plants and all of that.
All of that stuff. You just,
yeah.
Some.
We used to live in Lake Charles, which had a lot of plants around it. That's in Louisiana. A lot of plants around it, and so I remember they would have spills, and so you'll see it on the news to stay indoors, it just used to be a whole big mess, and then it would stink, and sometimes your eyes will burn. Like it was a lot.
Ocean, water, and that for me as a creative, because as I mentioned, I'm a TV producer, was inspiring for me when it came to creating not only content for YouTube, but also content for my job in media as well. Being able to write outside, even just taking a walk outside after or before a workout was just wonderful.
For me, I just feel more calm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when I see all the buildings, it doesn't feel natural to me. You know, especially
what they symbolize too, right? Especially living in New York.
Yeah. Constantly hustling, constantly working. I think, you know, in Ghana, you don't have to stop to smell the roses. It's happening all the time.
That's true.
That's good.
Hot weather there is not the same as here. Here it's dry and sticky. There it's just, what you think?
Well, humid here, right?
Humid here.
Yeah, it's super humid. So yeah, your sweat doesn't evaporate. So it makes you feel hotter.
It
makes you feel hotter, yeah. So because there's water in the air, right? So it makes you feel hotter. Yeah, and for whatever reason in West Africa, at least in Accra and in Freetown, which is in Ghana and in Sierra Leone, they're both coastal cities, right? So in Freetown and Sierra Leone, you have Lonely Beach, and in Ghana, you have Labadi Beach. And in both of those instances, you just have the beach nearby. Within 20 minutes of wherever you are in the capital city, you can get to the beach, you know, 20 to 40
It's just
minutes.
those two beaches?
Well, no. So in Sierra Leone, there's technically 7 beaches within the country, and in Ghana, there's many more. But in terms of like in the capital city, the ease of reaching a beach is Labadi Beach in the capital city Accra in Ghana, and then it's Lumley Beach in the capital city of Freetown in Sierra Leone.
So that might be where we differ. We might have a leg up here, y'all, in Barbados. I feel like a lot of people live like 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the beach, like a walk.
No matter where you are in the capital.
Most places.
Okay.
If you're near the airport, that was the only place where I was in the beginning. 15-minute drive, but that was the amazing thing, being able to just walk out to the beach. And the water. Can we talk about the water? Because I never understood as a child, being American, my mom never wanted to go to the beach. She said the water was dirty. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it made no sense to me. Then when I first went to the Caribbean, I understand how clear and blue the water is.
Culture shock.
And then going back to our lakes and our beaches, it does look dirty. I have not been back to a U.S. beach.
Yes.
I don't blame her.
The U.S. beaches.
Can't get in the water in the U.S., y'all.
Brown.
It is.
Now, Florida, they may have better looking beaches where you can see through some of them. But like Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi.
Put your hand in there, your hand is lost. You won't see anything
I can't
but wrists.
Nah.
That's it.
And then people wonder why they be having staph infections and all that.
Yeah, it carries in the water. I mean, if you can't see in the water, then
why would you get in it?
come on, man.
That don't make no sense.
Well, like Jones Beach?
Well, in the water, That's in Long Island, y'all. Not in the water. I'll chill on the sand.
So, like, if you live in New York City, you have to go to Long Island to get the closest to a beach that is clean enough to
which
get
is
in.
like an hour trip.
Yeah, at least, right? And you got to get on the Long Island Railroad. It's a whole thing.
Transportation. After you're wet, you have to come back on your. That's why I don't even do it.
That's too much.
It's a lot. So yeah, I would definitely say the nature is much closer to you there than it is here.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in New York City, you have to go to Central Park or like Prospect Park or one of the major parks.
You have to be super intentional about getting your nature fix.
Yeah, even in LA, you go to Runyon Canyon or whatever, you have to go specifically somewhere.
Can we talk about being able to just like pick fruits off trees? Like that's a different experience too.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I have a property in Sierra Leone, and my caretaker there is growing mangoes, bananas, and apples. All three of those fruits. And I actually, when I'm in Sierra Leone, that's where I get my food from. I just go to my property and just grab it.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Yo, are y'all taking notes on this? You need to hurry up and go abroad. If you haven't, you got Ghana, you got Barbados, all right? Comment below actually and let us know which one you're kind of leaning towards. Even if it's going to be a few years from now, what you leaning towards?
Oh, yeah.
So we are going this year to one of these countries. This year. Should we tell them?
I know.
It's very soon. One of them is very, very soon. So, yeah, okay.
I'm curious.
I'm interested.
And our last one, reasons why we love living in Ghana and Barbados, community focus. Community focus. Like, everyone is greeting you when you're walking down the street, not just ignoring you and walking past you. Same experience in Ghana?
100%. They say good morning, good afternoon, good
morning,
evening.
good afternoon, yep.
That's the same. Okay. And when they do that, they ask how you're doing too. And when they ask, they mean it.
Okay.
Like, you know, some people just say it like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
And don't even wait for you to give an answer.
Just keep it moving. Just keep it
That's here in the U.S.
That's here in the U.S. But there, when somebody asks you how you're doing, they're actually asking it and they want to hear from you. Some people do respond.
Now, y'all know I'm going to come with my Southern perspective. Because how I was raised, how Dion was raised, we were raised to greet people and actually have, like, not really a conversation, but don't just ask someone how they doing and not really mean how they're doing. Like, we're from the South. We were raised by Southern grandmothers, Southern grandfathers. So we was raised with this extra on hospitality.
You're talking right. Yeah. So we would talk to people regardless if we knew them or not. A lot of times you can't get the head nod and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But if we stop you and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, we're probably asking you how everything going with you today. How's your day going? Good to see you. Keep it pushing.
Yeah. And don't pass that old grandmother in the store who just asked you how you doing.
And
not answer back. Oh, she gonna be so snappy with you. So snappy.
For real.
With not well, and then there's like a concern.
Okay.
There's like a concern. Because I think the closer you get to who we are as people, we as people of color, Africans in the African diaspora, we were more community focused, right? We cared more about our people. It was family, it was tribe, then eventually became country, right? But the way we look at things is, we're concerned about how everyone's doing, right? And so everyone's auntie and uncle, I keep finding out that like my parents' cousins are not their brothers and sisters.
Oh, I've heard people say that.
Yeah, like.
But that's kind of a thing here a little bit in U.S., just not as often within the Black community.
Okay.
People will refer to people as their cousins, but they're not.
They do
really
cousins more than auntie.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's
I
where
do
it
see
comes
that.
from,
Yeah, if you grew up as friends, you say your cousins.
Yeah.
You have a friend that was a cousin, right?
Yeah, did I? Clarice.
Shout out to Clarice. But I found out later you guys weren't cousins. But yeah, I mean the same thing. I mean, my dad's best friend, I thought that was his brother, and so that whole time, it wasn't until I went to his funeral that I found out that we were not related.
that long? Wow.
Yeah, I mean we were 24 years old
when you found.
Oh wow.
That's the thing.
For us, like my mother's friends, her good friends, refer to themselves as my auntie. Now for me, it took me a while to get on the bandwagon because I'm such an analytical thinker. I'm like, my grandmother only had 2 children.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Facts. And we just like we see a friend that we knew that we grew up with. We call him brother. Like that's my brother. Like from another mother. You feel me? But it's same thing.
Yeah. So we understand the concept.
Wow, okay.
I wasn't related to him.
So I'm noticing a reoccurring theme though. The further you get away from Africa within the diaspora, we lose some of that. So I would say in Barbados we had some similarities, right?
Yeah.
People greet each other. But as far as like if you say not good, it depends on how close you are to the person, whether they'll dive deeper or the nature of the person. But is everyone doing that or majority of people doing that? No.
I did that one time. Somebody was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Not good." And then it's like, "Oh," and they kept walking. I was like,
I thought you was gonna ask me
a little more deeper questions than that. But you know, I do like think like that where people ask how you doing, and I purposely say something to them to make them want to talk back. Because sometimes people don't realize what they're asking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just keep asking questions. They just keep it pushing. So.
Right. And so in that, I think that comes with how we were raised.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and maybe in other areas, it's not like that. Maybe in other families who are not friendly, like I'm speaking in the South as well.
Yeah.
Families who are not friendly, maybe they're taught differently than what we are. But because we were taught, you know, we had our grandparents in our lives, to some extent, we were taught to mean it.
Right. Even if we like screaming at somebody across the street, you're going to get a conversation. Yo, how you been? Good. Like a few words back and forth, and then we're clear. You feel me? But it's never just a dry one. Right. And we just keep it pushing. So, yeah.
Okay.
And you might come across some people who say, how are you? And not really mean it.
Okay.
But I think that's the influence of, or you know, the further we get once again away from
the Western culture, the Western influence.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, Ghanaians are very polite too, right? I mean, it's like it's yes please. That family element, you know, saying yes please, no please.
We say yes please in Barbados says yes please too. Comment below if you're Asian. Yes. What in the world? And it's something that like did you no, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Were you confused when you heard people saying yes please? I think they need context.
Sure.
It's not do you want some water? Yes please.
Yeah. Well, if you asked me if I wanted some water and I said no, I would say no please.
Oh, as well?
Yeah.
I wasn't hearing no please in Barbados.
Okay.
So now we know where it comes from, y'all.
Yeah. So
context.
Yeah, and if you ask me my name, I just say Joe. But some people would say Joe please.
Oh.
That's I mean even it's written.
Answer.
So like even if you're like dating or friends with someone, they'll say the statement and then with a please after.
Okay.
I only heard yes please.
Or like in Barbados, if I say, can I have some water? They say yes please.
Okay.
And so it's kind of, I think for folks like from US, etc., or Western, we're kind of like, wait, there's a disconnect. Why the please being added to it? That's just because that's not part of our culture. Yeah. But it is part of their culture, Barbados. And then as we're seeing, it's something in Africa as well.
Yeah.
Y'all, some Asians might have found out something new today, y'all.
Yeah.
Comment below if that was the case.
Yeah, and I would say Ghana is very specific with all the extra pleases. I think a yes please is pretty common, I think, around other places I've been in West Africa, but the please for everything else, like the no please or your name and then the please after. Wow. Or someone's even, I asked, you know, someone how they're doing and they said, I'm not okay, please.
Okay.
Oh. So it's, I mean, please is used all the time. And what I understand in Tree, the main language spoken in Ghana, they use please in the local language when they're speaking about things. And so I think that's why I translated to English in the same way.
Let me tell you why this is so interesting. Because when I asked some folks Bayesian why they think that is, they said they think it was, not everyone, so please don't come after me, but they thought it was stemming from slavery times. And kind of like, yes, the master kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to please, So that's interesting. That's actually quite refreshing.
Yeah.
I know that is most likely where it came from.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't come from the beginning of the slave trade in Africa.
So if y'all feeling these tips thus far, you must subscribe. As I mentioned, this is my thing. Travel hacks, lifestyle tips, tips for newbie influencers. Go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell.
Yeah.
That was really cool and different.
Yeah, I liked it, please.
You liked it, please?
I heard it before. I think coming up, we heard a little bit of that, like, yes, please. Minimum. We didn't hear all that, my name is Dion, please. And I've never heard that before. But I heard the yes, please. Like, just casually saying, hey, would you like an extra napkin or extra cup? Yeah, please. Like, that's the norm,
like
at
that,
least.
but not like anything, please.
Yeah.
That's different, Ghana.
How you doing today? Not too good, please. For me, it's like a attention grabber. It's like just to stop you for a minute, hear what you just said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe.
But that's different, Ghana.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is. This is different hearing from both people who lived in the U.S. at some point. And then, you know, them living in the Barbados and Ghana.
Yeah.
That is really neat and unique for us to listen to them. Yes, but stay tuned for that country. All right. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction request through our description box below. See you soon.
Peace.